PSG fans waving au revoir to Rosenior's Chelsea
see what you
as they
did
are
there,
out
Dan.
8-2 on aggregate. Let's get Frank Leboeuf on this, shall we? Frank, PSG turned it on when they needed to.
Exactly. First, well done for your French. Amazing.
Merci beaucoup.
I never heard you saying au revoir that well. Oh wow, amazing too. That wasn't even a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, that wasn't even a game, a second leg. We were expecting something, special. And Luis Enrique was very clever. You know what he did? He put a big pressure every time the Chelsea had the ball. They were high on the field, and they put the pressure, ready to fight with them. And with a cushion of 3 goals from the first leg, they were just expecting some mistakes. But with all due respect to any professional player, what Mamadou Sarr is doing on the first goal, it's simply and not understandable. I mean, it's crazy because, as Ali was saying, he doesn't even look at the ball. He doesn't really check the ball. He only check what Kvaratskhelia is doing. So that was insane for me. And the game was already over. And with the talent of the Paris Saint-Germain players, we knew that in counter-attack they're going to be punished, and it's what happened in the second game. So, well, Chelsea have lost that fight against Paris Saint-Germain when Jürgen made that stupid mistake in the first leg for me, because they were much better than Paris Saint-Germain. When I was at the game, I say, wow, Paris Saint-Germain, and even the atmosphere in the stand were going down. Paris Saint-Germain is struggling right now, and until that Jürgen mistake, they were there. They were there.
Frank, that's a nice excuse, isn't it?
They lost that game.
They conceded 8 goals.
Well, yeah, no, that's true. There is no excuse after that. But they were 2-2 at that point, and they were there away from home against the best team in the world.
How long's the match? 74 minutes,
right now. So, yeah, but because you make a mistake, you lose the corner. I'm going to that point. Yeah, we are sometimes talking about the inexperience of that team, but some players are not 25, 26, and they should get the lead. I'm talking about Fernandes, Reece James. He wasn't there today, but some other, Cole Palmer. We don't see them a lot. They draw at the same time of the other player, the young players. We don't have any, and it's what I was complaining when there was that change of that club, that they got rid of the experienced players. Where are the experienced players now? I don't see any. They are players, they are good players when everything goes right, but when something goes wrong, we don't see them anymore.
We'll talk about Chelsea in a moment. Just a word on PSG. We talked about Manchester City missing opportunities. Boy, PSG are clinical, aren't they? Mm-hmm. You give them a chance, they're going to take it, and that's why, you wouldn't want to play them, of course, not in this tournament.
Well, the big question is are they going to build this sort of momentum and form and start getting players back from now to the end of the season like they did last year? I think if that's the case, they're going to put the fear factor in every other side.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're at the level they were this time last year, even though this is a great result, obviously. But Chelsea are not the strongest team in this competition. There's no getting away from that. Although they beat Barcelona early in it, Barcelona had a shocker that night at Stamford Bridge. I think the difference in class just showed through there, and you just always felt PSG have got extra gears when they need to. Kvaratskhelia came off the bench in the first leg, did brilliantly. He's a terrific player, but hadn't been doing so well, so spent a bit of time on the bench. So he starts tonight. Obviously he's a huge threat. And yeah, I mean, who do they get, PSG?
They will get either
Liverpool,
Galatasaray.
Right. So they are. We know what state Liverpool are in, and we know if Galatasaray are able to pull it off at Anfield, and they could, that they're a side that really shouldn't cause PSG too many problems over 108 minutes. And by the way, neither should Liverpool.
Yeah.
This current Liverpool side. Yeah. PSG, if it is Liverpool that goes through tomorrow, and that's a big if, the way they're playing, I think either of those teams, this PSG team, it's not quite the Arsenal side of the draw, but it's a pretty healthy one when you consider Real Madrid are going to play Bayern Munich. So if I was PSG, I'd be relatively comfortable with where I am at the moment.
They had some big boy swagger today.
Yes, and that's what I was going to address, Dan, that you may have questioned the qualities of PSG leading up to this 2-game series against Chelsea. And for those first 74 minutes in that first leg, you kind of go, this PSG team is vulnerable.
Yeah.
they have issues. They have concerns. They don't control the game the way that they used to. They don't press the ball the way that they used to. And so coming into the second leg, I thought not that there was a chance for Chelsea to get back into it, but at the very least to make it competitive. And to your point, it was a big boy performance from PSG. It was a European champion performance from PSG with that sort of quality on the ball, with that sort of quality tactically, with that sort of quality in terms of the maturity with which they play. And when the mistakes were there and were made by Chelsea and were offered to PSG, PSG was there to take advantage of all those mistakes. They also have an individual quality that was very clear to see, and the contrast or the difference between what they have and what Chelsea do not have. If indeed Kvaratskhelia is a guy that is coming off the bench as he did in the first leg, and you watch him play, you kind of go, why is this guy ever on the bench? And there's a reason as to why Luis Enrique decided, he's not quite ready for the big time just yet. Well, he was ready for the big time once he came off the bench, made a difference in the first leg, was a difference maker again today. And you look across the board, and if it's not him, it's Barcola. If it's not Barcola, it's Desiree Doué. If not that guy, and Dembele, we're not even talking about Dembele, the Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah. We're not even it's not even a conversation. And this team just went to Stamford Bridge, won it 3-0, 8-2 an aggregate. Yes, big boy against a team that is pretending to be a big boy team, not quite there yet.
I don't know if it was the same part of the competition. I think it was around this time last year. They actually had some issues, PSG that is, with Aston Villa in the second leg at Villa Park.
Yeah.
When it was going a little awry for them at one point before they put the pedal to the metal. And then they got that result against this Villa side, who you could argue made a better fist of it over 2 legs than this Chelsea team, and particularly the game at Villa Park. And then PSG just kicked on, didn't they?
Yeah.
They just, and I think Luis Enrique knows that this team are, because they've proven it. They've shown them last year that they are capable of finding gears that nobody else could live with. I mean, beating that Inter side 5-0, how organised they are was something special. So it was around this time last year again when it was played an English team. They won, had a few problems, and then just kicked it on to another level that nobody else could live with.
Right. I promise you, there is no agenda here against Liam Rosenior. We obviously discuss what we see. We talked about the huddle and the ball and the referee. This is in the 84th minute, where he's giving tactical instructions to Garnacho.
Well, there is
who's taking it really well.
Well, there is a guy being stretchered off, right?
Yes.
So they are going to...
Chalobah was taking off.
Yeah, and I think that you're 6 goals behind, as you said, with 5 minutes left, and he's sending on. And this just sort of compounds all the other stuff from the last few... In fact, it goes back to his first ever press conference at Chelsea, when you just thought, right, this is going to be a car crash. Not in terms of what has always been on the field, but in terms of how he addresses the media and his rhetoric. Off the back of the weekend, with this ludicrous respect the ball huddle nonsense, to sending on an instructional note in 85 minutes. Your guy's getting stretchered off. You might just listen. Just you go and stay there. Hey, John, just go and stand there, right? Just play there. But the game's dead. Pour me a cup of tea. I'll just sit down.
Maybe the fans who stayed were making a lot of noise.
The only way that naughty papers get any use to it, if it says on it, everyone meet in the pub in the King's Road 1 hour after the game and we'll have a beer. Anything else is a waste of time.
Frank?
Seriously.
Yeah, well, I have a hard time to find an excuse to Liam Rosenior to explain what he was doing. But we see that a lot. I mean, many times I see coaches, on the sideline, winning the game like for 4-0 and getting upset about a player missing a control of the ball or pass, whatever, and the other way around, losing like today and giving instructions. And I remember Ruud Gullit, Gianluca Vialli, Claudio Ranieri. If we were leading the game easily or losing, for sure, on the bench, seated, waiting for the end of the game. Saying, I'm going to talk to the guys. Well, I'm not going to waste my energy for nothing, for those bunch of people who don't do what I want. So Yeah, what do they do? I don't know. Nowadays, it's like they have to show they are into the game for 100 minutes maybe, to make sure that they're very professional. Now, chill out, man. It's too late. We know that it's too late. We've been there. Nothing's going to change. So just sit down. And it's not only Liam, really. I've seen even Pep Guardiola being upset with a player at the 89th minute when they were winning, they were leading 5-0. That's stupid in the other side, you know. Don't pretend to be the perfection, you know. You have to be the perfection. No, come on. That's just football.
Did you see all the lads looking at it? As it get passed by, they were going, well, yeah. Wouldn't it be great
You have to put your reading glasses on.
Funny enough, I've got a pair of reading glasses. I always kept a pair of reading glasses inside my shin pads for when a note came on. I went,
wait a minute.
Stop the game. Wouldn't it be funny if the note was getting passed along and it said, hey lads, we're still in this.
Yes.
We're still in it. 5 minutes to go. We can get 6.
I believe in you.
Well, not that Garnacho should be the example to follow in anything in particular. But his first reaction when he was the one getting the note is like, now what do I do with this?
Yeah, no.
And he could not wait to just get rid of that note and just pass it around and somebody else do it. My message to Liam Rosenior is, it's not just the note. It's the press conferences. It's a conversation with the media. Less is more, buddy.
Yeah.
Less is more. You don't have to be smarter than everybody else in this room and try to prove it every time that you speak. Your team needs to look the part on the field, and they did not look the part to be competitive with PSG tonight.